Right, safety group, SFET, and then I'll get into the S&P, and we got a little bull run going on today. And so Safety Group is a cloud security provider that does mostly hybrid architecture, which is a mixture of cloud computing and prem architecture, like on-site servers. And they do security and logins for those. And the newsflash is not so much about that. It is their wholly owned subsidiary, NetNut, has announced overnight that they are signing contracts with VPN providers and are trying to extend their service to the VPN space. And so this is, better connections, more secure connections for businesses to connect over virtual private networks. And so that's the outlook in the news. And it just got hypey today, but I wanted to look at the whole chart just so you get a look at it. And it started at the end of 2018, and it has come down from $250 down to about $1. And today it's trading at $1. Well, it was opening almost at $2. It's already down to $1.40 today. So they've had a few little jumps here where they got a news flash and then it came back down, news flash came back down, news flash came back down. And it looks like it's doing that again now. And so that is kind of the look. A lot of these hypey stocks that jump overnight end up either reversing down or popping up a little bit and then reversing down. And that's what we're seeing kind of with the medical stocks. And this is a Safety Group, sorry. NetNut is the subsidiary that signed the VPN contracts. All right, here's a look at the S&P. And so I've drawn this sort of double arcing shape that is encapsulating most of the movement we've had here across the bull run. And so as you can see, there's been a bunch of action across the top edge of the circle, most of these big up moves, and that one didn't make it. And then we've been getting a lot of W kind of shapes on the bottom edge. Little one here, and you can see the angle of all the grinding action is right along the edge of that. You get the grinding move here, and then you get a downhill grinding move here. And then same kind of thing on the way up. You get these increasing hits here, and then this top has an increasing angle on the consolidation reversal pattern. And then here we're getting downward movement along the circle here. And so it seems to be following the circle pattern here, but on opening today, we're getting a big move up. And so let's flip through the MACDs on different time scales and see what it looks like right now to open. And so let's get out to the dailies. So on the daily, we have flipped to a bull side reversal here. This is high in bull territory on the dailies. And now we have crossed over into a bull move. That's like month-to-month outlook. It looks like it's flipping bullish. And then 4 hours, we're up in bull territory, and looks like we're swinging farther up into bull territory right now. And 3 hour looks like it's trying to get up higher. And 2, we came down a bit, and it looks like it's trying to get up. 1 hour. Okay, so the bull turnover, or the bearish turnover from yesterday, pulled the hourly all the way down to neutral, and now it's doing a bull move and trying to go up. And 45s, it got down into bear territory barely, and now it looks like it's trying to go up right now. and trying to go up and trying to go up. So this is bullish across all of the time scales right now. And this one is a 5-minute chart. So this is just kind of swings in what's happening on the immediate kind of tiny trading here. But this is up and looks like it has kind of hit a peak on the blue line here. And so this may swing down a tiny bit on the really tiny scale. But the overall MACD flipping looks like this thing wants to go up today at open. So on the Elliott wave outlook, these are potentially a bunch of just one, the ABC waves. And so ABC correction, then I get ABC and then correction. And then this wave is pretty active and strange, and this could be an impulse. A 1, 2, 3, 4, and we could be getting a 5 here. Impulse up. And it looks like we're going to be getting a move up somewhere here today. And we'll have to keep an eye out to see if we come back to the circle, if we get inside of it, and see if there's kind of a hot spot here where the circle is meeting that. And then you can see here when we were entering the circle, we were reacting outside of it, and then we crossed into it, and then we've been bouncing back and forth across the circle. And now we'll have to see what we get today and see how this circle model is holding up. And here's a look at the VIX. So the VIX, I mean, we had super high and choppy VIX levels and volatility here, and now the VIX has been coming down. But now we've put in what looks like sort of a higher low potentially, and we want to see if the VIX does in fact come down farther here and continue this kind of chilling pattern, or if it puts in a higher low and it looks like it's reversing. And so you get this choppier action on the VIX here, and that is more risk in the market when the VIX gets choppier, and it's less risk in the market as it smooths out. And then just in general, a sort of a safe and comfortable investing environment is around 13 on the VIX, and we are, still up here and in the danger zone, but not, I mean, this was completely nutty at the consolidation at the bottom of that big drawdown. And so that's a look at the VIX, and it's not really telling us right now if we're kind of going up or down, but that does look like it's trying to put in a higher low on the VIX and trying to flatten out and getting choppier. So I think that looks a little bit risky on the VIX. And gold here, so gold has held up really well in the crash. It's rebounded and it's gone even positive. And so gold has done really well. And then we've been getting sell-offs here. In general, gold has been going up when the market's going up pretty aggressively. And now on these last couple of up moves, gold has been selling and getting kind of weird action on these up moves. And that could be the market thinking that there's maybe less risk in the market now. And we'll take a look at silver, because silver did a big move up. Yeah, so silver through the whole crash has done pretty poorly. I mean, it crashed pretty far, and now silver has just gone crazy over the last week and really gone up with this up. And so that is kind of a silver I would say silver would do better if we have an inflationary outlook, and gold would do better if we have a deflationary outlook. And right now, silver is starting to gain, so possibly that is the market expecting more of an inflationary move now. And then here's the DXY, which is America's sort of inflation relative to other countries' inflation, largely the euro, but this is a basket of currencies. And so you can see in the beginning of the crash, America was inflating heavily. And then when the other countries started to inflate, uh, they drove it way up. And so you get kind of a back and forth between America inflating and the rest of the world trying to inflate their currency and how strong the dollar is against other currencies. And the general idea here is that since America is the reserve currency, other countries, if they want to inflate, have the ability to inflate. But since the majority of the world currency market is dollars, it's much harder for America to inflate than it is for the rest of the other currencies to inflate. So that's a general outlook on the DXY. And this down move would indicate that America is inflating right now and uh, producing more new currency than the other countries are at the moment. All right, back on the S&P. Oh yeah, please hit the like button. Tell me about the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to check out financial advice videos, you can flip through my playlists. You can check out the medical stocks and the financial education and some other cool stuff in there. I have an oil playlist set up now. And oh yeah, let's take a look at some oil. So yeah, the UCL here, 20, 20, 20. So Feb 20 here. So this is the crash, and then this is the oil contango dip here, and then you can see how UCO is very capable of going down, but it's a lot harder for it to go back up, and this is because of the contango in the contracts and also the compounding. And so right now, USO is trying to go up, and this is a very risky way to try to go up on oil because USO, just the structure of the thing, likes to go down big and go up with a very capped up movement. And then here's the USO, the United States oil, and it's a similar kind of thing. Where do we get Feb here? Yeah, so we get the crash, and then this is the rebound in the oil contango. Drops USO down here, and now USO is trying to come up with the oil prices here. And you can see that a big swing up in oil prices is a tiny swing up in the USO relative to the capability it has to go down on down moves. And so it's just kind of capped upside, and you get the contango, the negative carry, and the compounding kind of fighting against an up move. And the volatility limits the height that it can go up. And then the SCO, the short crude oil, this is going down with the oil going up, and you can see much bigger moves to the upside if you short the short here, because then you don't have the negative contracts and the contango fighting against you, and so that little move up in USO and UCO is a much safer move down here in this one. And so that's how I look at kind of oil for trading the oil contracts to go long oil. I look at SCO to go down. How's mRNA doing? So this company has been doing great during the crash, and they're working on developing a vaccine, and they just had a positive phase 1 trial news come out. So they just popped up here, and then I suppose everyone realized that phase 1 just means that the injection doesn't cause a big reaction, doesn't really tell you if the thing works, and it'll still be several months till we find anything else out. Looks like it's just coming back down to where it was. And here's SRNE now. So this is another similar company that is developing antibodies. and they had successful test tube tests, and they're going to move to phase 1. And so they shot up, and it looks like they're coming back down now to, I don't know which level here, but they have a potential antibody that looks pretty good. And usually these hype stock jumps when the news breaks is either going to reverse or pop one more time in reverse, and that's what we got on all these little hype stocks that were going up. And Zoom's an interesting one that has a pretty aggressive bull market line here, and they're kind of up high away from the bull market line now, and so that could potentially come back down here at some point. And Tesla has largely not cared about this big move in the S&P, and they're just kind of stalling out here. It looks like they might be near some resistance, and it'll be interesting to see if Tesla gets above this and gets around here, or if they get rejected off of these lines and get into the zone where they would be looking down at this gap here and this bottom line here that they reversed down to already. And so Tesla is a wild one. Let's see, the XLF is the sector that has been the most bearish here, and they got a big jump with the move up, and they're just kind of chilling here, and they're getting a little bit of move on this S&P bull run, but it's not huge so far. And then IWM is the Russell 2000. These are the small cap, smaller businesses, and they got a big percentage swing up here when it popped up, and they're getting some big volatile moves in these swings that we're getting on the S&P. So this is an interesting one to watch, and it's currently doing the same bull run as the S&P to open now. And the Dow is a big one that jumped and is not recovering so much on this S&P bull run. So this is an interesting one that seems to be up high. This might be a potential short if we can find the top of the S&P bull run and see if this has more downside at this gap here. Now, and then Goldman Sachs, the big news that Warren Buffett sold Goldman Sachs, and it has been rebounding since the news that Buffett sold it, which is an interesting one. And the XLF jumped up a little bit here. Most of the sectors jumped when the S&P jumped to open on Monday. And then one more quick look at the S&P. We're getting a green volume bar here, that's the first big green volume bar I've seen in a while. I guess we did get one back here. But generally the big volume has been on red, and that's pretty interesting to see a green one here on this move. And so we will be watching this this bull activity. Sorry about my circles or move all around. And I still think that this is the hot zone, and see if we come back down to the circle sometime today or tomorrow. Take a look and see what's up. So this is not investment advice, and happy trading.